Imagine being born into a world where your entire existence is reduced to a combination of transportation, entertainment, and occasional lawn decoration. Welcome to the life of a horse, specifically my life, Thunderhoof McWhinnerson, the most sardonic stallion to ever grace this planet. Picture the scene, a cold, muddy field. Misty morning. The miracle of birth is about to occur, and what follows is less majestic nature documentary and more slapstick comedy routine. When I first emerged into this world, I looked less like a noble steed and more like a drunk marionette puppet operated by a particularly uncoordinated puppeteer. My legs, if you could call them that, were these impossibly long, wobbly things that seemed to have a personal vendetta against the concept of standing. Imagine trying to assemble IKEA furniture while blindfolded, drunk, and experiencing an earthquake. That was me, attempting to stand. Each attempt was a masterclass in physics failure. One leg would go left, another would buckle, and my head would swing around like a confused pendulum. My mother, a seasoned horse who had done this multiple times, stood nearby with an expression that screamed, "I cannot believe I'm related to this absolute disaster of a foal." The other animals watched. The chickens clucked with what I'm certain was mockery. The pigs snorted. Was that laughter? Even the fence posts seemed to be sniggering. My first few hours were essentially a live comedy show titled How Not to Horse. Humans, bless their limited perceptual capabilities, are spectacularly terrible at animal identification. To them, anything with 4 legs, a tail, and the ability to carry weight is basically interchangeable. "Oh, look! A horse!" they'll exclaim, pointing at something that is clearly a donkey, or a mule, or occasionally a large dog that happens to be standing very still. Let me break this down scientifically. Horses are sleek, elegant creatures with proportional ears and manes that could be in shampoo commercials. Donkeys are walking vertical striped creatures with ears large enough to receive satellite communication. Mules? They're the awkward hybrid that looks like evolution played a practical joke. But to humans, we're all just big animals that go neigh and carry stuff. My cousin Jerome, a donkey with the patience of a saint and the sarcasm of a stand-up comedian, has stories that would make your hair curl. "Are you a horse?" some tourist will ask him. Jerome's response is a masterpiece of equine sass, a bray that sounds simultaneously like a laugh, a wheeze, and a detailed explanation of human stupidity. "Do I look like I've been photoshopped from a romance novel's cover?" he'll retort. "These ears are not a fashion statement. They're a sophisticated communication system. Our entire existence is essentially a service industry job with the most ridiculous performance metrics. Transportation, hop on my back, heavy lifting, become a living tractor, farm work. Sure, turn me into mobile agricultural equipment. Performance reviews consist of an occasional sugar cube, a patronizing pat on the neck, and being talked to in a voice reserved for infants and extremely fragile objects. "Who's a good boy?" they'll say, as if I'm not a 1,200-pound creature capable of accidentally crushing them with a mere sneeze. Grooming is not a maintenance activity. It's a bizarre human ritual where they meticulously brush every single inch of your body, lift your hooves like they're handling fine china, and talk to you in voices that suggest you're either a toddler or a particularly delicate piece of glassware. And horseshoes. Don't get me started. These are essentially permanent, metal foot accessories we never requested. Imagine if humans decided, you know what would improve walking? Permanent metal plates nailed to our feet. Dating as a horse is its own special circle of awkward agricultural bureaucracy. Our romantic encounters are supervised events that make arranged marriages look spontaneous. The selection process? A bizarre combination of leg structure analysis, main quality assessment, and what seems like pure random chance. No compatibility questionnaires, no personality matching. Just pure, unadulterated genetic engineering masquerading as romance. These two have good bone structure. They shall reproduce. We are not mere animals. We are sophisticated beings with complex emotional landscapes, nuanced understanding of our environment, and the ability to judge humans with a single, withering look. Next time you see a horse, donkey, or any four-legged creature, pause. Look closely. Ask yourself, am I looking at an animal, or a being with more personality in its tail swish than most humans have in their entire existence? Thunderhoof McWhinnerson, dropping the mic. Or in my case, dropping the hay. Remember, we're not just horses. We're living, breathing, occasionally sarcastic beings who happen to have 4 legs and an impressive ability to carry both physical and metaphorical baggage. Mic drop. Hay scatter. Existential horse mic drop.